I am in Venice. And the reason I'm here is that I've got a new camera lens. It's a weird looking lens, I'll admit, and what it actually is the lens from a disposable camera, the ones you see in airports and things like that. It's that lens, it's been taken out of its plastic housing and put into this 3D printed sort of lens cap so that it works on cameras like this. This is my Sony a7 III. I'm pretty excited to see what it does, whether I can get some cool retro looking photos. Let's find out. I've been to Venice once before and it was so packed. I was hoping that by coming in winter, it's a couple weeks before Christmas right now, that it'd be less busy. It's hard to tell so far because it's still very early in the morning, but that bridge there, I've never seen it so empty, so a promising start. I'm gonna go have a closer look. Of course, I just said that it's fairly quiet and a mass of people has appeared. Okay, I'm gonna try out the dispo lens first. This here that I'm taking a photo of is the Bridge of Sighs, which I believe is a covered passageway where prisoners used to go from the prison on the right over to be judged on the left in the Doge's palace, and they'd go through that walkway to face whatever they were about to face. It's also, I think, it is actually, yeah. In the latest Mission Impossible, they come up to the weird fancy party and they come up this canal here and they enter the Doge's palace there. Ah, that's cool. That's a shot I wanted when I came here. I reckon if I continue down here, I'm smelling breakfast smells. And the one thing I've been told is don't eat anything around St. Mark's because it's an absolute rip-off. Very nice trees. Something I'm quickly discovering is that you seem to get to loads of places here which look like an absolute dead end, like here. I'm seeing this, I'm thinking, oh, absolute dead end. But no, there's a little alley. This is actually Harry's Bar, which is a really famous bar here. I don't think I can afford a single thing in this street. Gotta admit, I've been a bit turned around already, but I swear that we went past the breakfast spot just around this corner on the left. Yes, Bar du Calais. Can I have 2 croissants and a cappuccino takeaway?
Yes, 2 croissants, which flavor?
Normal.
Normal. And 1 cappuccino.
Grazie. That took a while. Got a cappuccino and a croissant. Found a nice little step on the side of a little canal. Gonna have a very picturesque first breakfast in Venice. Breakfast was delicious. The croissant had some sort of sugary stuff on top of it, and it tasted just like a galette, which is a French thing. I don't know if any of you know what that is, but if you Google it, that's what the croissant tasted like. It's amazing. Now I'm gonna head towards the Academia Bridge, I think it's called. Try and get some cool photos of that. I think if you cross that bridge, you get some really nice photos of the Grand Canal. So I'm gonna try and find my way there now, which is easier said than done because this place is an absolute maze. Very pretty maze though. It's a cute little gallery. Very cool car sculpture things. The Mondrian over there. And another big square. He looks like he's a thinker. I'm not sure how I feel about this lens yet. Look at all these girlies living their best Emily in Paris, Venice vibe, all dressed up. I always feel massively underdressed when I'm in Italy. It's a cute photo. Okay, light isn't great for a shot of the basilica, but that looks epic. God, this light is lovely. This bridge was actually built as a temporary bridge in 1933, but everyone loved it, basically. All the Venetians loved it. So now it's permanently here, and it is quite a famous tourist site now. I think it's one of 4 major bridges across the Grand Canal, and it's the first one we visited. So far, I'm pretty confident that all of the better photos have been taken with this lens opposed to the disposable one. I think part of that is on me. I'm definitely not used to it yet, but I think I may be getting there with the sort of, I can't really change much apart from the ISO and the shutter speed. Just had a lovely half an hour or so on the Academia Bridge. Next up, I'm going to what looks to be a quite interesting tower. Have to always remember to look up when you visit new places. Scala Contarini del Bovolo. Annoyingly, all the places where you can get nice views from high up involve a lot of stairs. I'm not very good with stairs. Almost died. I'm at Scala Contarini del Bovolo, which is a really interesting sort of whirly tower. Got some really lovely views over Venice. I've taken some nice photos on all my cameras so far. But what's also crazy is that there's no one here. I think it's really cool. There's sort of smoke coming out of all the houses. It's all kind of a bit misty and a bit eerie. Seagulls flying everywhere, which is cool. And peaceful. It's so peaceful. I've been really surprised at how calm and peaceful everything has been so far in Venice. It's lovely. It's suddenly gotten much, much busier, and that's because we are at Rialto, which is probably one of the most famous tourist attractions here in Venice. First, I'm going to go and cross the bridge, look at the view from that, and then try and get some cool photos of it. Once again, steps. Okay, we're at the middle of the Rialto Bridge. And it's not as busy as I thought it'd be. The Rialto Bridge is just back there. Got some nice-ish photos there, I think, but there's just so many people fighting for a place to take a photo. So I'm just walking down a little bit further to see if there's a spot like here where I can get a better shot of the bridge. What's annoying is that it seems to always be like a bus stop in the way. I think I'm giving up on getting a nice shot of the Rialto. I'm not particularly happy with any of the ones I've got so far. It's a pretty cool bridge though, especially considering it was built in the 12th century. It's pretty cool. Oh my God, you probably can't see this, but the mist over the water there, which looks incredible. I'll take some photos of it. Okay, is that 5 feet? I think that's 5 feet. So the railing should be in focus. Kind of is. and loving life. Run! Oh, that's a really cool shot. It's like the classic door with the little kid's bicycle and the little coats hung up on it. Quite an interesting building with the green shutters there. We are next to a hospital, and the ambulances here are boats. We're pretty much at the north point of the historic centre, and across the water here is a massive cemetery island. And I think sometimes on a clear day you can see the snowy mountain caps of the Alps, so hoping that we'll be able to see that today. Just finished a rather lovely lunch. I had carpaccio de boeuf, which was nice, followed by an amazing beef ragu. And during lunch I actually went through a bunch of the photos on here, and I'll be honest, I've been a bit sort of throughout the day as I've taken photos, because I've not really found any that I've been happy with. And now that I've actually sort of looked over them a bit more properly, there are some cool ones in there. There's a lot of bad ones, but the last few I took before lunch, they looked alright. I'm quite happy with a few of them, so I think I'm getting the hang of this lens, but I'm still not sure whether these look cooler than just normal photos I can take with my usual lens and put a filter on in Lightroom. So I'm going to keep experimenting, going to St. Marco's, the big square, next, and we'll see A, if it's got really busy compared to when we were there first thing this morning, and B, if we can get some cool shots. I should be able to see across the water. I can't see anything, it's so foggy. I took a photo of this morning about 5 hours ago. Here's that picture, and here's a picture I took just now. Big difference in 5 hours. I've got a little sort of ongoing joke going that the only thing I can get in focus with this are birds. And now, after we've sort of discussed that, there's birds flying in every shot, and it's like I'm doing it on purpose. I'm not doing it on purpose, there's just a lot of birds here. Ooh, a duck. I've done an analysis of every street lamp I've passed so far in Venice, and the best looking one, in the best position, is over there. There's 2 pigeons on it right now. It's nowhere near as busy as I thought it'd be, to be honest. There's still obviously quite a lot of people around, but considering it's sort of like peak hours, I thought this place would be rammed. Oh my God. Kind of get a shot, but it's still pretty foggy and there's all these docks in the way. So I think I'm gonna have to try again tomorrow. I'm on my way back to the hotel now. I failed to get that shot, but I will have another go tomorrow. Once I get to the hotel, I'll have a little bit of a chill and check out all of the photos I've taken on both the cameras to see which ones are good, which ones are bad, and then have an idea of whether I need to go back to certain places tomorrow. I don't fly out until I think about 8 p.m. tomorrow, so I've actually got a whole nother day in Venice, so I might do some Googling on where to explore next. After that, I think probably some dinner and maybe some night photography after that. I just spent the last 2 hours in the hotel looking at the photos we've taken today. I'm pretty happy with the ones I took on my normal lens. I'm not so happy with the ones I've taken with a disposable lens. They all look a little bit some are out of focus, some are really, really noisy. I'm not sure why that is. Despite being only 6 o'clock, it is already pitch black, but there are some really cool, nicely lit up areas like the bridges, and there's quite a lot of cool Christmas lights as well. So I'm going to go around with my usual camera and try and get some cool pictures of those. You probably can't tell because it's so dark, but it's really foggy on the Grand Canal, and that's coming over a little bit into the street, so it makes it feel sort of quite eerie. I still can't afford anything in this street. Pretty lights. But first, my street lamp. Christmas tree time. I've taken a few photos. I don't think any of them are that good, to be honest. There's so many people in front of the tree that it's quite hard to get a clear shot. I did take some lampposts, which I quite like, and maybe some of the gondola ones look quite cool, but otherwise, not a very successful mission. I'm pretty hungry now, so it's time for some good old Italian food. Dinner was pretty good. I had this and this, both were pretty yummy. It's somehow gotten even colder, so I'm gonna run back to the hotel as fast as I can and get into a warm bed. I will see you tomorrow. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, they're so close. Anyway, good morning. It's day 2 in Venice. Unfortunately, it's pretty sort of foggy at the moment. I'm hoping that it will burn off. It's only about 8:30 so far. The plan for today is we are going to Burano, which is a little fishing island about an hour away from this main central part of Venice. It's meant to have really colourful houses, so I think it should be quite a nice place to get some pictures. You get the ferry there from the north of the island. We're currently on the south, so we've got about 25-30 minute walk. I'm going to walk past my lamppost without taking a photo. It's progress for me. Oh wow, we're almost here. Quite a poignant poster. Ha! Quite foggy. I'm not sure what the ticket protocol is. It seems to have contactless, but I don't know if I want to do that. Have a quick Google. The next one doesn't leave for like 10 minutes, so. I'm on the ferry to Burano. It's quite loud. I'm outside so I can look at the lovely views, which I can't see because of the heavy fog, which seems to be getting thicker. I didn't quite figure out what the ticket scenario was, so I just did contactless on the contactless reader that was at the entrance to the sort of jetty. Hopefully that's okay and I don't get a fine or anything. We've got about 45 minutes on this ferry and then we're at Burano. It's so eerie with all this fog. It's also really cold. It's that sort of cold that gets into your bones. So that plus this eerie fog and no other boats anywhere feels a bit creepy. We have arrived. Going to Panoramic. north of Burano. I think we should go... That's behind us. I think we should go this way. So famous for making silk here. Fishing town and silk. Silk, not silk, what am I on about? Lace, as you can see. It's so pretty. It's my mono ski and photography pose, this. He just waved at another guy like 200 feet down.
Buongiorno.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao.
Everyone just seems so friendly here. There's not a single local I've seen walk past another person without saying hello and something, asking about their life or something. Even the construction builders over there, someone walks by and they're like, ciao, come in, and have a little chat. So I can't tell if we just came from here or if we haven't been here at all. I think I've completed Burano. It's a very, very pretty place. I love the vibe of it. Everyone's just chatting to each other. The soundtrack of the whole island is just people talking Italian to each other. Gonna head back through the fog to historical centre of Venice now and probably get some food and decide what the next steps are for today. Ferry ride was pretty smooth considering that the driver can't see more than 3 feet in front of him. Back in the main area of Venice now, and starvation has set in, so I'm going to find somewhere for lunch. I just had a lovely lunch, but unfortunately it was my last meal here in Venice. I need to start making my way to the airport. I've had a really great time here and I can't get over just how incredible this place looks. Every corner is just something amazing waiting for you to discover around it. I am probably going to spend the next week or so editing all of the photos I've taken, and then once I've done that I will give you an update and let you know what I think of the lens. Do I like it? Will I use it again? So I'll see you then. It's been a few days since I came back from Venice. I've edited all of the photos I took with this lens along with the photos I took with my usual lens. And my thoughts on this are a little bit mixed. It definitely takes some very vibey photos. They look quite retro, which is cool. But to me, they're all quite soft and a little bit noisy. That could be because I'm not the best photographer, I'll admit that. And I tend to prefer photos that look quite sharp. So I obviously preferred all of the ones I took on my main camera. It is interesting to use though, as it's so small and light. You can just put this in your pocket, which is something I'm not really used to. With a camera, I usually just have my phone for portability, I guess. So that's been quite fun. If I'd just taken this lens with me, I would have been very disappointed with my trip. Venice was such an incredible place, and 95% of the photos I took with this, I didn't like. So I'm very happy I bought my other lens as well. I think I probably will use it again. It is a little bit of fun. But for 50 quid, which is how much it costs, I think you may just be better off getting a disposable camera and bringing that with you, because that in itself has its own sort of experience with it. I will play with it a little bit more and see how I get on, but It's definitely not going to be a lens I bring with me everywhere I go. If you're interested in trying it out, then I'll put a link to it in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.